Welcome to this video of our flower movement, and we're going to be doing it in seated. And this is a really great movement both for releasing the muscles of the front that contract into that red light reflex, and also releasing the muscles of the back, that go, 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 that green light reflex. And it's a really lovely full body pattern that we can bring in. And it's a nice one to do in seated because, you know, we do spend a lot of our time in a seated position, and sometimes we don't have the space, or, you know, maybe we're in the office or something like that. We can't always lie down on the floor. So we can do this in seated and get a really lovely release of the front and the back of the body. Okay? Or maybe you're not ready to come down to the floor yet, or it's difficult to get up from the floor. So this is a really great one to practice in seated. So can you come into a sitting position and just wiggle close to the front of your chair, but not so that you kind of feel like you're going to fall off the front. Make sure you're feeling stable. Feet are about hip width distance apart, and feet are under your knees, so they're not tucked back under the chair. Okay? Hands can rest in your lap or down by your sides to start with. And just notice if you can feel your sit bones, so those bones that you can feel when you're sitting. And you might want to just sort of rock forwards and backwards and notice where you feel those bones in your buttocks. Okay, so just finding that position that feels kind of upright to you, but we're not trying too hard. That's kind of your position of rest. From here, can you just lean back a bit and notice how the weight as you lean comes a little bit back behind your sit bones, or off the back of your sit bones, and then just come back. Only go as far as is comfortable. And then just do the same thing going forwards, and notice how the weight comes a little bit off the front of the sit bones as you go forwards. And then again, coming back to your rest position. And we're going to work with that, but we're going to do it a little bit with a bit more intentional movement of the pelvis. So just when you're ready, could you let your weight come off the back of your sit bones and let yourself slump a little bit in the front of the body? So the chest comes forwards a little bit, back rounds out, and the weight, as I say, is coming off the back of the sit bones. And in that position, as if you were trying to look towards your belly button, can you just tighten your belly? So intentionally tighten the muscles of the belly. Notice how it feels to tighten those. And then as you come back to sitting, just slowly let those belly muscles lengthen out. Coming back to your rest point, your central point in sitting. Notice if it feels a little bit easier to breathe now that you're back here. And then let's do that again. So letting your weight come off the back of your sit bones, pelvis is rolling, and letting yourself slump down. Notice how the front gets shorter and the back is lengthening. Intentionally tighten the belly, and can you also draw the shoulders, roll them in towards each other. So you get a contraction now in the front of the chest as well. Let the arms follow. So the arms are going to roll so that the backs of your arms are against your thighs or your hips, depending on how far you go. And now you've got a lot of contraction going on in the front of the body. And can you slowly take a couple of breath cycles to breathe your way back to your resting position, letting the front lengthen and open, and just coming back to rest. Take a breath there, notice how you feel. When you're ready, let's do that again. So rolling the pelvis so your weight comes off the back of your sit bones. Let the front of your body collapse down. Tighten the belly. Roll the shoulders, the arms inwards. And let's bring in the legs as well. Can you squeeze your knees together? Only do what's comfortable. So now you can feel that contraction maybe in your inner thighs. And then we're just going to slowly let all of that go. All of those muscles that were contracting in the front of the body, those inner thighs, going to lengthen and release. And then we have that moment of rest, just to let our brain integrate anything that it's learnt. Let's just do that one more time, and we're going to slightly alter the head pattern. So first of all, can you just let your weight roll off the back of your sit bones? Let your shoulders collapse down and in, arms roll in, tighten through the front, press your knees together, and then can you just let your chin float up so you're looking forwards? And this is our kind of computer desk posture. So we're rounded through the back of the neck is contracted, but all the front of the rest of the body is contracted. And this is our red light reflex. And then slowly breathe your way out of that and notice what releases, what lengthens as you let go of all that contraction through the front of the body. That contraction through the back of the neck that lifted your head to look forwards. Come back to rest and make sure you've let everything go that you can. Take a moment there. And then we're going to go the other way. So let's start with the pelvis. So we're going to be rolling it forwards this time. You're going to be coming off the front of your sit bones. And can you just let your chest stick out a bit so that you're arching your back? And just notice where you feel that contraction through the back of your body. Let your head tip towards the ceiling, gaze tip towards the ceiling, only as far as is comfortable. And then let that melt. All of that effort through the back, letting that melt as you come back to your resting position. Take a moment there, let your back go. Let's do that again, and we're going to bring in the shoulders this time. So when you're ready, pelvis rolls forward and the lower back arches, chest sticks out a little bit. And then we're going to exaggerate that a little bit more. We're going to draw the shoulders back. Shoulder blades slide in towards each other, towards the spine. And can you let your arms follow that movement and open out? Looking a little bit up to the ceiling, only as far as is comfortable. And then letting that melt. Letting the back release. Notice how it feels as the muscles of the back let go. Take a breath there. When you're ready, we'll do that again, and we're going to bring the legs in. So roll the pelvis forward, lower back arches, belly will stick out a little bit. Let the chest follow and stick out. Shoulders press back, shoulder blades slide together. Notice if you can feel that. And the arms roll outwards, looking up to the ceiling. And do your knees want to tip outwards? Feet can roll onto the sides. Only go as far as is comfortable. Feel the contraction through the back of your body this time. Slowly releasing. See why I said make sure you're comfortably on your chair. When we roll the pelvis forwards, we get a little bit closer to the edge. So take a moment there, wiggle back on your chair if you need to. Make sure you've let everything go that you can. When you're ready, let's do that again. Roll the pelvis forwards, arch your back, let your chest and belly stick out. Shoulders roll back, arms roll out, knees tip outwards, and let's change that head pattern. So just gently drawing your chin down until you're looking forwards. And again, we want to look forwards in life. We want to see where we're going. This is our green light reflex. When you're ready, slowly releasing the contraction through the back of your body. Notice how the shoulder blades release away from the spine. Everything comes back to that resting point, your comfortable resting point. Take a breath there. Notice if anything else wants to let go. Is there anything you're holding on to that you don't need? And then let's just do a couple each way. So when you're ready, letting the pelvis tip back this time, you're rolling off the back of the sit bones. Let the shoulders round and roll forwards, arms roll in, knees press together, and look forwards. So you've got contraction in the back of your neck, through your belly, your chest, and your inner thighs. And can you let the back be soft and long? Is there anything you can let go of in the back to make it easier to curl forwards? When you're ready, slowly breathe your way out of that and back to your resting point. Take a moment there. Notice how it feels to be in that central point now. And let's go the other way when you're ready. So we're arching the back, rolling the pelvis forward, belly and chest stick out, shoulders pull back and arms roll outwards. And can you tuck the chin to look forwards? And as you're here in this position, can you let the front of the body go? Let the front be long and open so the back can contract easily. And then let's let that go. Slowly letting the back go and noticing how it feels to release the effort in those muscles. That's where the learning happens. Take a moment there. And let's just do one more each way. And this time, can you do it with half as much effort? Lots of us try really, really hard in life and we put a lot of effort into things. We want to make our movement easy. So let's do it with half the effort this time. So can you just halfway roll your pelvis back? Halfway let your shoulders round. Let your back round out. Roll the arms in. Look forwards. Let the knees tip in towards each other. Can you let go of the back and make this feel easy? And then just breathe your way out of that. Back stays relaxed. Front is letting go. Lengthening to let you come back to sitting. That central point for you. And then let's go one more time the other way. And again, half as much effort. Roll your pelvis forward, belly and chest stick out a little bit, shoulders roll back, arms roll out, tuck your chin so you can look forwards, knees tipping out. Can it be easy? Can the front be long? Make it a little bit like a yawn in the morning. And then slowly, noticing whatever you notice. Let that all release, come back to sitting in your central point. And then take a few moments there just to notice how your body feels having done our flower in that seated position. Notice anything new, any new sensations, any new awareness you have in your body. Maybe your breathing feels a little bit easier. So just take a note of what you notice.